How's it going, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in to some more Spellbrak content. Today, we're going to be talking about talents and the update talents and try and give our own impression on what they may be. So, yeah, let's get into a game. Sit back, relax, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in game. Alright, we're getting right into it. And like I said at the beginning, the main focus of today is the talent information that we got dropped not too long ago. For those of you who don't know, there are going to be some very large confirmed talent changes throughout the entire, all of it. So they're adding, I believe, 12, if I remember right. And so they're also replacing some of our current ones. Grab the scroll. And we're not sure. We don't have any information on what they're replacing, what they're changing out, or what might be happening as far as that goes. But we do have a potential list. This is all very speculative at this time, but we do have a current list of possibilities that the new talents can be, but we don't know what their effects are. So that's our job today. We're going to try and see what we can do and figure out what these might do. To get good and kitted up that we may be able to talk. As you can see, I am rocking one of the new features added into the game for, I'm assuming, the remainder of Chapter 2. Can't imagine them keeping for very long, or sorry, Chapter 1. The remainder of Chapter 1. I can't see them keeping this as long as, a full game feature, but it is the Juggernaut. It is a boost. You get 100 health, 100 shield, no matter what your stats are already previously. So generally you end up with 200 plus if you're running Vigor health, and then anywhere between 100 to I want to say, I don't know what the top amount is, actually, now that I think about it. I don't know what a legendary belt does. I think I would know, but we're rocking that today because I actually think it's fun. I think it's a hoot. Adds a little pizzazz, a little spice to the gameplay. But going back to the talents, the talents themselves were kind of discussed in a tongue-in-cheek sort of way for between Dan Ogles and Jesse on Twitter. So they tweeted back and forth what was a awkward conversation. So it was pretty easy to tell that they were up to something. And then yeah, like good old Da Vinci Code workers we are, they figured, I was like, oh, they're capitalizing certain words. We should probably pay attention to those. So we have a potential list of new talents being added in the game, and again, we don't know what's being removed because there are some that are being removed. So I'm kind of wondering if there's going to be rotations. Personally, I think that would be kind of neat if they rotated, if they say down the road we ended up having I don't know, 40, 50 plus talents, and you had your ones that are always there, the ones that you start off with at the beginning of when you start the game, when you start playing Spellbreak, you have these beginner talents, and then as you level up you can access more talents that are rotational. I think that'll be kind of neat. That's more of just a concept that I've thought of. I don't know if that's what they're going to be doing, but so what we do know is that during those tweets, during the conversation between Dan and Jesse, they capitalized certain words, and one of those words, I guess let's just start down the list, is Wellspring. Wellspring is a very common fantasy item. You can see it in Magic the Gathering, you can see it in TV shows, and it all generally revolves around the same thing of providing magic. It's a source of magic, so we're thinking you gain additional mana on top of what your amulet does. That's kind of the consensus that I keep getting across the board. I didn't know that made noises. It freaked me out, honestly. So then, after we saw Wellspring, we got Inspired. Inspired is interesting. To be inspired is that, like, to gain, almost like gain courage, gain a new thought, to gain a different feeling that you're feeling previously, through means of motivational speaking, or pep talk, or what's the word? Resolve, things like that. So I'm kind of curious. It's not a life one. That wouldn't make sense, right? Because we have vigor already. So what could it be? Could it be? Well, it's not a talent one. Could it be an extra sorcery? As if it was a. What is going on? I hope my game's catching this. It's a weird glitch, it looks like. Maybe glitch? I don't know. Not exactly sure what that was. Huh. I'm trying to think what that could have been. Like, if it was a glitch, what was it coming from? Like, what did the game think was going on? And I can't honestly think, and I just almost DF'd one of my teammates. Classic me, am I right? So I don't know. I'm not quite sure on that one. So, after we have Inspired, we get to Fellowship. I don't know. I'm gonna go with something like, it has to do with something like Teammates, like something with like Thirsty almost. Which makes me wonder if they're replacing Thirsty and splitting it up into different things, maybe. Or keeping Thirsty and it's just you drink potions quicker, and then Fellowship is the additional benefit. I think adding support talents, that's a cool concept to me. I think it will go over really well and make duos and things like that much more like interesting, and I'm trying to think of the word. It's like, I don't know, maybe just playable. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. So after Fellowship, we have Curious. Again, I can't even begin to think. Maybe So like, what in this game are we doing that would be considered curious? Almost like an adventuring kind of thing is what comes to mind first of all. There we go. After... Well, I guess I haven't even finished my speculation on curious. Oh, yikes. I don't know, what if one of them, like, lets you run in the zone faster? Like, that's what's curious about it, like... Maybe? Maybe? That is where it's a map thing. Like, it shows you... loot, or maybe you get different loot out of things. But that seems a little broken, like getting better tier loot. I guess at the cost of a talent. Who knows? Who knows? After curious, we have tough, which I don't know. Like, that just makes me think of armor or health. Or makes me think of the skill that lets you essentially eat a potential damage. I guess I can upgrade my gear. I am right next to death. After Teth we have Athletic. I think that's just going to be a movement buff or a jump buff or something like that. I can't think of what else it would be. Like, it would have to do something with our body. Like, that's just what it is. If this person hits me once, I'm gonna die. Yep, there we go. They did it. Intelligent is the next one we have. What, like... Maybe you gain, like... special map awareness, like kind of like foresight, except obviously not just foresight. And the issue is we also don't know what's being removed, and it's very possible that the things like foresight that lets you double up on things, like, oh, you get to see where the mana vaults are and where everyone else is and where the location is every now and again, like things like that. Sure, I would completely understand them being split up, and maybe that's just what they're doing. I guess it's completely in the realm of possibility for that to be, you know, a possibility. I tried that jump without having a dash rune ready. I like to think I talked myself on that one. After Intelligent, we have Vampiric. I think that's a pretty obvious one. Is going to be some form of lifesteal, which worries me, because lifesteal is generally a very high sustain item. And so I'm going to be interested to see if it is per, like it's that one is going to be, if it's just flat lifesteal, like every time you do damage, you get a percentage of health back from that damage. It's gonna get kind of wacky. Actually, not even kinda. I think it's gonna get extremely wacky. Okay, I'm real bad. Alright, after Vampiric we have Hardened, which again leads me just to think of shield, or you can absorb damage like a... I wish I knew that skill's name off the top of my head. The skill that just lets you eat an amount of damage. It just lets you're immune. You have iframes for one damage source. It's like one fireball, one talk slap, one wind spam. Like, I guess not one wind spam, one wind shot. Like, I just don't know on that one. I don't know why, like, Harden, is it almost fall damage being introduced? Because that would be interesting. Of, like, hey, you take less fall damage. Yeah, I don't know. After Hardened, we have Gilded, which, I don't know, Gilded can mean a lot of things, and it really kind of depends the context. I don't know if I'm able to guess that one off the top of my head. If I would say, like, if I was going to, I would say that one would be most likely is you get better loot from a source. Yikes, I was chasing that person for a long time, and I kind of feel bad for it. Anyways, that's a good win. After Gilded, we have Mystical, which again, I don't know. They're being very convoluted, and they're not really giving us a lot of information to go off of. Mystical, I would have to assume something along the lines of, I don't know, maybe a overall buff, like, because if you think of something that is mystical, like, you think almost like a Mario Star or something kind of thing. And I don't know, I think they are trying to mess with the time to kill. I think there's going to be a lot of defensive talents, which, like, that's probably how it should be. Your talents should probably work passively and defensively rather than offensively. Not saying that there's not a place for offense, but it's just, I don't know. And they're giving us these talents, and they're not telling us what, like, the rest of the game is, like the new game mode or things like that. So I think there's a lot of things up in the air to, like, really extrapolate what it really could be, and that's the issue. But hey, that's where I'm going to leave off today. Thank you all for tuning in and watching me. It really means a lot to me. And yeah, so if you're new, go ahead and subscribe. I do a lot of Spellbreak content, and we're all just waiting for Chapter 2. So go ahead and like and comment. Tell me how I'm doing. Tell me what you want to see. And yeah, so as always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and peace.